This October, the Bureau of Land Management is returning to the Challis Herd Management Area to gather excess wild horses. The last gather of wild horses occurred in 2009. The Challis Herd Management Area, or HMA, is located in the Challis Field Office in the heart of Idaho at the East Fork of the Salmon River. The BLM studies in depth each HMA to determine how many wild horses the area can support while providing for other land uses and resource values. The overall capacity of the HMA to support wild horses in a thriving natural ecological balance without affecting their health or the health of the range is called its appropriate management level, or AML. Essentially, the mission of BLM's wild horse program is healthy horses on healthy rangelands.
The Challis Herd Management Area has an appropriate management level of 185 horses. They increase here in Challis at a rate of about 17% annually. We have about 275 wild horses now, but right now we're just beginning the foaling season, and so by the end of the spring, first of the summer, we'll have over 300, about 320 horses. The thing to remember about horses is that they're out here throughout the entire year. You might have 168,000 acres, but they aren't spread equally across that 168,000 acres. Half or two-thirds of your horse numbers could be in one or two basins on 2 or 3 streams.
The congregation of horses in specific areas also have negative impacts on the riparian areas.
Wild horses, you don't have that ability to manage where they're at, what time of year. Livestock are here through a portion of the summer. Some of their grazing seasons are very short. Those that are longer are intensively managed. Management probably being the key, that they're moved from pasture to pasture. They're limited on which water sources they can use and at what time, and then they leave.
100 years ago, they turned them out and forgot about them. You know, that's how ranchers did it. They never moved them from pasture to pasture. They didn't know about rest rotation or deferred rotation or any of those things. They just turned them out in the spring and gathered them up in the fall. And ranchers have learned that that doesn't work.
Some members of the public think that BLM limits wild horse numbers to make room for more livestock. This is untrue. Livestock numbers are managed based on available forage, water, season of use, and other wildlife concerns. Over the past 40 years, livestock grazing on public lands has been reduced by 30%.
Like I said, we're an agricultural county. We have to have rangeland to keep our economy going, for one thing. We have to manage the range so we can share it with the wildlife.
Wild horses share the range with numerous wildlife species, including pronghorn, mule deer, elk, bighorn sheep, and sage grouse. And while the BLM does not directly manage wildlife, the agency does provide for their habitat, as well as that of wild horses and other public land users.
There certainly is a balance and a need for the backcountry grazers and all the public land uses. I'm definitely in favor of multiple use. And allowing and having the privilege to graze this country is just as important as what we do from the standpoint of recreation.
And public input is key during the environmental analysis that takes place prior to any wild horse gather.
We've worked really hard with the BLM on coordination. They work with us. We have a pretty good working relationship with the BLM.
The BLM is committed to ensuring there will always be healthy wild horses on healthy rangelands that we and our future generations can enjoy as part of our heritage.
I have spent a few hours out in the mountains hunting and watching the wild horses. They're pretty in the spring when they have colts running around with them. And they're a part of our natural heritage. And I don't want to see our natural heritage gone. I'm not here to take away our natural heritage. I just feel like they have to be managed like everything else.
BLM ensures that all animals removed from the range are gathered in a humane manner, with great care and handling by all involved.
I think the helicopter is the most efficient way to be able to gather the wild horses. It's also very humane. If you're in a position where you can watch what really happens, they start the horses slow. They let them move at their own pace. A lot of times if they're moving in the right direction, the helicopter will go sit down and wait for a little while until those horses need to be nudged a little further. And not until you get right to the trap site does the helicopter put any significant pressure on those horses to bring them in.
The Fish and Game utilizes helicopters to count wintering elk and to do composition counts on wildlife in the winter. I see that utilizing a helicopter is about the only feasible way that those horses can be managed or headed into a certain confinement.
During the 2012 gather, a number of the mares will be treated with time-released fertility control and turned back to the HMA. Those horses to be removed from the HMA will be transported to the Challis Wild Horse Corrals. The corrals are a state-of-the-art facility, designed following guidance from humane livestock handling expert Temple Grandin's natural handling methods. The entire structure, from the solid-sided tub, S-shaped alley, and smooth walls, was built to reduce stress to the wild horses as they are vaccinated, freeze-marked, dewormed, and prepared for the adoption program. Historically, Challis horses have found homes all over the state of Idaho. Renowned for their size and calm minds, they are being used in trail riding, packing, and even in some performance venues. These horses can become wonderful companion animals, as the Lloyd family is discovering with their first Challis adoptee.
Yeah. Okay, this is my wife's wild horse, Twinkle. Really, it's our family's horse. We adopted her after the 2009 gather here in Challis. She's been fun. She's a fun project. We love her.